All right, guys, good afternoon. Happy to be with you again. Let's just change the view a little bit. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Looks like it's good enough. This is for college students who are entering into their freshman year or really any year, and they want advice as to how to be successful in college and then moving forward the rest of your life in a spiritual way. Um, I'll give you three things of what not to do, and then I think what to do is the opposite. So, number one is not to engage in any promiscuous, unrelated marital sexual activity with anyone. Don't have sex before marriage. Not because I don't want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So what does that mean? Meaning, you're in college, man. You just got finished working a shift, maybe a double. You're trying to pay for books. You're trying to work hard. You're trying to do something your family hasn't done. Maybe get a degree. Maybe have a good job. Maybe work in finance. And for some reason or another, there tends to be a beautiful person at your job that you're fond of that now that you're working seems to be able to get your attention, right? And there's something to it as well where there's this access of beautiful young people that you never had before, especially at the high school age, where there are certain polarities of freshmen are this age and seniors are that age. But really, when you get to college, everyone is just there who has made it. And most young people are freshmen. You got older people there too, so it's a mixed bag, right? But everyone is legal, and you could do what you want in essence. But the reason why you excuse me, another thing too, there are young people there that are less than the legal age limit to encounter with that are in college. And you have to be aware of that. You have to look at state laws, state guidelines, and make sure what is legal, what is not, what is moral, what is not, and ask the Lord what you should do, of course, about engaging with certain people in the college atmosphere. But the real reason why I think it's important to abstain from physical intimacy in college is just simply put, for many reasons. One, it is distracting you from your studies, which you want to accomplish and you don't want to deter from, so you can have a good job and make quality friends and make certain strategic friends and things of that nature. But two, necessarily, is that you might fall in love with somebody that at that age, 18 to 21, even though you feel so passionately about certain causes, someone you had just met at a keg party is probably not someone you should appropriately feel passions about. Someone who just told you their life story in 10 minutes and now you're making out is not someone you necessarily feel passionate about. And it's not just also the calamity of, I have to uncover everything they've ever done to know if I like them or not. That's not it either. But there's such a rush when you're that age group from 18 to 21 because you feel as though maybe due to television or the peer pressure of our peers, we feel as though that we're in some type of competition with somebody. I remember being in college and there were guys that were like making fun of me and ranking on me in class, and I was thinking like, guys, we're not even in the same major. Why are we even engaging in this type of behavior when we're not even competing with each other in any type of real sense, like for jobs? So why are we, like, I can only imagine it's for other women's or other people's attention, which is fine, but it's like, you don't know how serious I am in my real life, which is my job and my family and my friends. You don't know if I'm some maniac who might, hurt you for making fun of them. So why do it? It's because that power of lust, especially at that young age, overrides all common sense, right? And so you just have to live with the consequences. Unfortunately, if you do act inappropriately in college, which you will be held accountable for because you are legally an adult, or you can learn from what I'm trying to tell you and like abstain from sex and retain abstinence, even though it's difficult. And the only way to do that is through Jesus, because when you're alone in your dorm room at 2 o'clock in the morning, not at a house party, playing 2K for the 100th time, and your friends are out there doing God knows what with God knows who. But you know what, man? I've seen it. I've experienced it in my own life. The falls of not having self-control in the bedroom department and seeing your friends fall. It's really sad. It really is a sad way to live, because you don't know that the beginning is not how it will end, right? It ends in, it's like Drake said, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. Laugh now, cry later. A #1 smash record in 2021 during the pandemic season. It was crazy. Lil Durk, it was crazy. It was a crazy summer. It was a crazy record. I think it came out, matter of fact, in the wintertime. But anyway, my point is this, like, just abstain and have abstinence. Number 2, drugs and alcohol, right? The obvious is say no to drugs, but you don't know why, right? You don't really get that drugs really will change your mind. Your mind is like a piece of gum. It can be shaped and formed into anything you choose, or whatever your environment might choose for you. But then at a certain point, we will have to make certain specific choices to help shape our minds in a specific way. Okay? So when you ingest drugs, that changes your mind. It's like if I took your mind and I stretched it out and then try to put it back to its original shape. It'll never go back to the original shape unless guided by the Holy Spirit, and then of course that can do whatever it wants. But if you don't know God and you're doing drugs, then your mind is like just getting changed into anything, and you don't want that. I have seen guys, myself, OD'd from drugs, overdose, had to go to the hospital, seen friends pass out, steal food, seen grown men steal things to get high, seen them, men in their 20s and 30s, fall apart from drugs that they took probably years ago, if not longer. And it's, maybe to cope with life, and I understand that, and it's more admirable than having sex. So congratulations to those who abstained from sex and chose drugs. I understand. And I pray to God that you come out of that addiction. There's Narcotics Anonymous to help out with that, and I hope you use that. Third of all is maintain your health. It'll be 2 things, actually, a part 2. Maintain your health and have reduced stress. Guys, especially those in college or around that college age, 18 to 21, there will be a tendency for people to want to use you and your mind for laborious things, such as picking up boxes, managing systems, doing work that they don't want to do because you're strong enough and young enough to do it, and you have good enough back. When I say good enough back, I mean you have back support. You don't have to have a back brace to lift boxes and braces and things like that. So, and braces, I mean like braces for your back and whatever. So, when when you're in college, right, and you are really, first off, you're eating all types of crazy food. I've eaten at restaurants where I got so sick they had to remove part of my tonsils. They had to suction out part of my tonsils because they got infected twice. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but it's like it was awful. And eating fast food till you gain weight, you can become pre-diabetic, and you don't want that, because if you get diabetes and you get kidney failure, and then your toes might get cut off, and all these things happen while you're still trying to study for calculus, while you're still trying to study for the ASVAB, the military exam, while you're still trying to study. Another thing too, even if you just join the service from 18, you still have to study a lot. I wish you didn't have to do any of that shit, and you could just live free and die young and engage in whatever you want, and there would be no problems. It doesn't seem to work like that. I'm not telling you from experience, I'm telling you from failure. Like, me doing whatever I want has not resulted in the life that I want now in my 30s. What I wish I would have did in my 20s, respectfully, was just literally chill the fuck out. When I mean chill the fuck out, I mean maybe go to trade school, maybe become a janitor, maybe go to therapy and talk about the crazy shit that happened in my life, and definitely do Jesus and go to church way sooner on a consistent basis. Because even though you're young and you try psychology, Jesus is different, because Jesus is not you. Like, I have to fix me, as opposed to let Jesus fix me and let him enter into my subconscious and tell me what to do when I accept the Holy Spirit into my life. That's basically what it is. It's like, how does Jesus talk to you? He talks through your subconscious. He talks to you through dreams, through coincidences, through all types of the things. And then you have to test the spirit and see, is this real? And then talk to counsel, meaning more than just your friends, but also your friends. It's a whole thing. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. So, yeah, eat healthy, be healthy, and reduce stress. Guys, I had so many jobs. It's insane. I remember having jobs where it was like, I remember just thinking, like, how do people do this shit? Like, how do people get yelled at every day as an adult by someone who looks just like you? It so much didn't make sense to me that I had to legit be like, you know, this is abuse. But did I report it? No. Did I do anything? No. I just accepted it, and like, maybe this is what I deserve. You know, all the bad decisions I made, this is what has led up to that. And that's fine at a certain age. But at another point, you have to realize, like, dog, people are just going to be dicks because they want to. Maybe it's a subconscious thing. They don't know that they're being not nice to you. But it's also like, what are you doing for a living? Are you making your life easier or harder, or are you trying to live like they did in the show Mad Men, where they're trying to buy their happiness as opposed to living their happiness, right? And I don't know how to distinguish that for you. You have to kind of find that out for yourself, or ask the Holy Spirit to help you. But anyway, I want to end this like this, man. You're in college right now, you're of college age, 18 to 21, or maybe you're 25 and you're trying to figure out what to do next. Ask the Holy Spirit what to do next. Then I want you to go and figure out, how do you get a job that's a little bit easy. Then I want you to try to get a trade. Then I want you to go to a gym. No, then I want you to go to church, find a church home. Matter of fact, first thing is find a church home. That's number one. Then do the rest of what I just said. And then please find some self-defense course to take. I don't care if it's boxing, jiu-jitsu, cat, dog, hand slaps, whatever. I just want you to make yourself busy so that your mind doesn't wander into evil by accident. That's also a possibility too. And you don't want those problems. So, that's it. Hope I gave good advice. Hope you keep listening to the channel. I don't know what I'm going to tag this at, so please help me out. And see you guys later. Appreciate y'all. Bye.